Hello, and welcome to another edition of Defending the Den. I'm your host, Scotty Wazz. How are you guys doing? As we have reached the playoffs, and the Maryland Black Bears back for a fourth straight season in the Robertson Cup playoffs. Got a bye, so they were well rested in that time frame. They were able to get a scrimmage game in against the USHL's Youngstown Phantoms, as Youngstown was also on a bye for winning their the USHL regular season title. So the Black Bears getting a little bit of work in, but ahead of game one, you got to figure, well, I mean, they've had at least a week off. Some players have had almost close to 3 weeks off with the rest and the load management that the Black Bears were giving to their team ahead of the playoffs. So you had to figure what was going to happen in game one against the Danbury team, who went on the road and swept the best of three series against New Jersey. And they were going to be out for a spoiler role as the sixth seed in the East. But the Black Bears, obviously a different kind of mentality they had, which we'll hear about here in a bit. But they were ready for that, and it did not look like they were off for much, as after a little feeling out period where Ryan Deans came up pretty big on a couple of stops early, the Black Bears were able to get some offensive control, sustain some offensive pressure, and also use the power play to their big advantage, not only in this game, game one, but throughout this entire series. But we'll start off with the first power play they got. Was with about 5 minutes left in the first period. Harrison Smith picks up the puck in his own zone, works his way through, gets to the top of the slot, almost puts a little shot pass on in front. I think it was a shot. He got deflected down by the Danbury defense, but Sam Mose jumping up in the play, pokes it through the 5-hole, the Danbury goaltender, and puts the Black Bears up 1-0. An early power play strike with Osei getting the goal, Harrison Smith and Tanner Duncan on the assist. Black Bears up 1-0. It wasn't a minute, less than a minute later, Black Bears would strike again. This time, Owen Drury makes a great play in the offensive zone to pick off a pass. He gets it up to Josh Fournette. Fournette puts it on net just wide. Drury retrieves it. Drury picks it up, puts it in front to Chris Crummins. Crummins makes no doubt about it. He puts it in the back of the net. Black Bears up 2-0 with goals less than a minute apart. A big start for Maryland here. Danbury would get one back with a 1:51 remaining in the frame, and they use their quick puck movement in the zone to get it to Matt Dombrowski, who pumps it home for his second of the playoffs to cut that lead in half going in to the second period of play. Maryland leading in shots 18-5 after one period of play. We go into the second period. Maryland trying to keep that offense going, trying to make sure things are staying the way they need to stay. And they get a little help there off a face-off in their own zone towards the middle of the frame. Owen Drury picks up a loose puck over from Chris Crummins' shot. Drury puts it home, makes it 3-1 for the Black Bears. Crummins and Vincent Glose on the assist there. Black Bears up 3-1. A minute and change later, Harrison Smith gets the Black Bears up by 3. A great outlet pass from Will Esterbrooks up to Harrison Smith. Smith gets it to Franks. Franks with a quick return pass before the goalie can set. Smith puts it home, does a great celly for the fantastic fans in attendance. The Black Bears are up 4-1. Dean solid again in this period. Had to stave off a couple of shots early, was able to do that, maintain that lead, and kept the Black Bears going. And we are up 4-1 after 2 periods of play. In the third period, the power play went to work for both sides, but especially for the Black Bears in the early going. 5:40 into the third, Tanner Duncan gets his first of the playoffs as Harrison Smith works his magician-like skills and works it out of the half boards, finds Duncan through a sea of Danbury sticks. Duncan just has to tap it in for his first of the playoff. Crummins getting the secondary assist with Smith getting the primary assist. Black Bears up 5-1. 3 minutes and change later, it would be Will Esterbrooks. Him and Crummins have been great since being acquired by the Black Bears at the trade deadline. And again, on the power play, Esterbrooks working it back with Smith. Esterbrooks finds a seam. Smith finds him. One-timer, cross-ice pass. Beautiful goal. Esterbrooks pumps it with Smitty getting his third assist of the night. Tanner Duncan getting his second assist. Black Bears up 6-1. Danbury tried to build a little momentum towards the end of the game by scoring a power play goal of their own. Kai Elke, a former New Jersey Titan and a workhorse for the Danbury team, finds a little bit of a seam in the slot, able to get that one in, but it was too little, too late. Black Bears win this one by a count of 6-2, outshooting Danbury 39-20. Ryan Deans making 18 saves in this one for the victory. So a big first win, big first game for the Black Bears, especially being off for that time. Did not look rusty at all, but they knew on Saturday night they were going to face an onslaught from the Danbury junior hat-tricks, and they did that early. Danbury getting behind the defense a couple times, but Ryan Deans equal to the task, making some big breakaway saves and doing the work there. So Ryan Deans in on it and giving the team a little bit of a boost going into the going into the game. I mean, you got to figure you're going to be facing a team that's on the brink, so they want to at least get a road win there. But Ryan Deans shutting them down. The power play again, a workhorse force. There is 3 for 4 in game number 1. They get the opening goal in game number 2 with Harrison Smith. First off, a scrum off the face-off. Harrison Smith picking up the loose puck, going down low, finds Tanner Duncan in the low slot. Duncan just taps it in for his second of the series. Harrison Smith getting his 4th assist. Ryan Franks getting an assist on that one. Black Bears up 1-0. Just at the midway point, but 16 seconds later, the Black Bears again strike. Brady Anes working it out off the half wall, throws it in front, and it eludes the Danbury goaltender. That's Anes' first of the playoff. Braden Wade and Trey Hinton getting the assist on there. Black Bears up in quick fashion by a score of 2-0. Just after the halfway point, Liam Doherty gets it on the act as a nice little pitch and catch between him and Dominic Boltnar has Doherty just throw it on net, and it eludes everybody through traffic, reaches the top corner. Doherty gets on the board. Boltnar with the assist. Wade, his second assist of the period and of the series. Black Bears up 3-0, and they are trucking in this one. Then midway through the second period, the Black Bears strike again. Ryan Franks. So this wasn't a power play. It looked like a power play, though, as the Black Bears just having control, full control in their own zone. Tanner Duncan able to just skate around with it. He finds Ryan Franks, who, the leading goal scorer for the team, just all alone at the far post. Duncan finds him. Franks gets his first of the playoff. Duncan, his third assist of the playoffs. Vincent Close, another assist. Black Bears, that's his second of the playoffs. Black Bears now up by a count of 4-0. It wouldn't stop there for young Ryan Franks as the Black Bears take an odd man rush the other way. Tanner Duncan, Harrison Smith, Ryan Franks working their magic. Duncan puts the initial pass over to Franks, gets deflected. Smith picks it up. Franks just, again, alone in front of the net. Big man. It's hard. I guess it's hard to find him. But Duncan or Smith finds him from coming around the net. Franks gets his second. Smith with his 5th assist of the series. Duncan his 4th assist of the series. Black Bears up 5-0. That will be the end of the night for John Dukarich, who faced 16 shots, let in 5. Luke Brazil would get into the net, but 3 minutes after Frank's goal, the third line, a very big energy line. I mean, the Black Bears' depth, crazy, insane. But the checking line, the enforcement line for the Black Bears getting things done as a nice dump in play initially by Sokrat Markarian gets picked up by Logan Dooling. He kind of loses the handle on it behind the back of the net, but Graiden Insana picks up the puck behind the net. A nice little textbook wraparound tuck through the 5-hole. That's his first in the playoffs. Dooling and Markarian getting assist there as well. Black Bears up 6-0. Wasn't all rosy for the Black Bears, though, as Danbury gets one 4-on-4 as Gavin Burke comes down from the point, finds open space and gets his first of the playoff to make it 6-1 ahead of the third period. But the Black Bears, again, continuing to do their work, and the power play once again doing their due diligence in this one, as Ryan Friel was mucking it up with Harrison Smith, taking him down in a big way as the play was going the other way. Well, Estabrooks in front of on the dot, finds it, rips it home for his second of the playoffs on the power play. Ryan Franks, Tanner Duncan getting the assist on that one. Black Bears up 7-1, and then with 3:47 left, Brady Anes sends the Black Bears fans home happy, even more so than they were, as another power play goal on the chart for the Black Bears, with Anes getting a redirect in front from a Dominic Boltnar shot. He puts it home for his second. Boltnar the assist. Graiden Insana with his assist as well. Black Bears up 8-1. That would be your final, as Ryan Deans makes 15 saves for the victory there. So 2 big wins on home ice, and always tough to get that third win to close out the series, and the Black Bears would have to do it on a Thursday night up in Danbury. And a little penalty trouble towards the middle of the frame after Ryan Deans makes a couple of huge saves in the clutch early. Black Bears go down 2 men, and Matt Dombrowski would open the scoring as a shot just kind of trickles in on Deans. Deans had it, just couldn't squeeze the underarm, and then away they go at the side and at a weird angle. And, Danbury up 1-0 on the 2-man advantage there. The Black Bears would get a power play of their own. They get fancy puck moving around the perimeter, and then Ryan Franks gets a nice little rebound off a Tanner Duncan shot. It pops up in the air. Franks settles it down, puts it home for his third of the playoff. Duncan his 6th assist. Smith his 6th assist. Black Bears tie this game at 1, and they were putting the pressure on late in the frame too. Could not find the back of the twine, unfortunately. We stand up at 1. Black Bears did have a power play early in the period, but unfortunately, a little bit of miscommunication at the station allows a turnover, and Brendan Boring gets his 3rd of the year on the shorthanded to put the to Danbury's up 2-1. Black Bears would get it back moments later, though, right off the faceoff, as Tanner Duncan gets his 3rd of the playoff. Only needed 4 seconds of power play time to get that one in the back of the net. A set play off the faceoff, with Duncan winning the draw, dropping back to the high slot. Harrison Smith picks it up, finds Duncan in that seam, puts it home for his 3rd of the playoff for Duncan. Smith his 7th assist. Chris Crummins also getting an assist on that one, his 3rd. Black Bears tied up at 2. Late in the frame, another power play goal for the Black Bears. This time it was Crummins, who on the doorstep, Maryland just peppering the Danbury net in this one. They finally get one through as Crummins finds a loose puck in the crease. He puts it home for his 2nd of the playoff. Will Estabrooks his 2nd assist. Harrison Smith's 8th assist. Black Bears up 3-2 going into third period. In that third period, in the early going, Ryan Luco would even the score back up. Just a seeing eye shot from the point through traffic, eludes everybody, and into the back of the net as we are tied up at 3. The Black Bears, however, they would get back in the lead. Owen Drury netting his 2nd of the playoffs, coming off the bench. A good hold down deep by Trey Hinton. As Owen Drury gets out on the line change, Drury finds it, snipes it low glove side for his 2nd of the playoffs. Hinton's 2nd assist. Brady Anes getting an assist on that one as well. Black Bears up 4-2. It was a little short-lived, though. It was a minute and a half later. Danbury would tie it back up again. Patrick Ula getting out of coverage, just finding his way somehow in the middle of the box for the Black Bears. And next thing you know, Ula puts it top shelf. We are tied up at 4s. But just after the media timeout, Ryan Franks, who had himself a series in this one, continues that as him and Harrison Smith have a mini 2-on-1 going the other way in transition. Smith finds Franks. Franks finds the back of the net for his 4th of the playoffs. Smith's 9th assist. Tanner Duncan helped muck things up in the neutral zone. He gets a secondary assist for his 7th of the playoff. Black Bears up 5-4. Then they shut the door after that as Ryan Deans makes a solid 23 saves in this one. A lot of tough ones, a lot of ones that probably wants back, but hey, he saved the ones that he needed to. He did not he didn't let the 5th one in The Black Bears take this one and take the series 5-4 and 3-0 as the Black Bears move on to the East Division Final for the fourth time in the team's 8-year history, which is pretty crazy, all things considered. When you look at that, half the time this team has been in the playoffs, or in their existence, they've been to the East Final. So it's pretty dang good, man. Pretty dang good. And, I mean, this team is built to last in this one. The power play, boy, howdy. The power play was something else. They had 9 goals on 16 opportunities. So you're running at a better 50% clip. You know that number probably isn't sustainable. You never know. But the fact that the power play has been getting the goals that they need to get. I mean, you get that extra man advantage. You got to make sure you bury those shots, and they've been doing that. And that's huge going into the playoffs. As you go through the playoff, to score on those extra man advantages, just huge. And I mean, the first 2 home games, you couldn't have had better home games in this one, and a solid road game as well. A little bit of a back and forth, but I mean, you know how to kind of go against one of those situations where, a desperate team. So they were throwing everything at it. Some of it got through, but the point is, Black Bears end the series early, and they now look ahead to see who they're going to face. As we're recording this Friday afternoon, no clue who the Black Bears are going to face. Northeast was able to extend the series in Game 3 after Rochester went up 2-0. So they will play tonight in a Game 4, Friday night in Game 4. And then the Black Bears will play them on play the winner of that one in the East Final, starting May 1st at Piney Orchard Ice Arena. May 1st, May 2nd will be the 2 home games in the best-of-5 series against TBD, and then the rest of the schedule will be planned out after that. So stay tuned to the Black Bears social medias at Black Bears NAHL on Instagram and Facebook, and you will be able to get the stuff going on from there. A little bit of interviews here. Able to get down to the rink this past Tuesday ahead of Game 3 for the Black Bears and talk to head coach Clinton Mylymok about his team so far, what he's liked so far about this team, as well as the depth of this team. And also a little bit of thoughts on Wilmer Skoog, who made his NHL debut with the Florida Panthers a few weeks ago and got his first NHL points as well. And Clint talks a little bit about how it was to coach him and what he sees in Wilmer Skoog going forward. Head coach Clinton Mylymok joining me right now. And coach, a big 2-game win for you guys this weekend to start off the playoffs. Your thought on the team performance?
Slow starts. Dean's was great. Both games probably saved our bacon. The first 2 games, and then our guys started getting their feet under them, and then the week off was probably good for us. Just let guys rest up, and you want every shift to be like you're shot out of a cannon. There's no tomorrows, man. It's just go, go, go. And I thought our sticks were good. I think the right guys stepped up. I thought there's always things to improve on, but yeah, you got to be happy with the start, obviously.
When you think about just the guys who are in the lineup and getting the rest like that, how do you think they were able to kind of just enjoy that, absorb the rest, and be able to go back out there fresh for Game 1?
Yeah, I think they just got more excited. Every day that went by, I think they were missing being at the rink and playing for something. And you can see how competitive they are every day in practice. And I just felt like have been excited about the playoffs. And then sitting out wasn't great at times, but like everyone else asked, who is sitting out for that long? It doesn't matter. To me, it's more like, how do you prepare and do your top guys perform? Like whatever you're thrown at your way, you got to be ready for it. We always say, always be ready for whatever is thrown at us. And so that's just another challenge and opportunity, and they've done a good job with it so far.
And you did have the exhibition against Youngstown. How do you think that helped the guys, I guess, kind of get into that playoff mindset, as well as, going against the talent that Youngstown has?
I think you get back to the feeling, get the juices flowing and the competitive nature going a little bit. And yeah, there wasn't, a game that meant anything, but I think for any team, when you step on the ice, it means something, especially for some of our guys that, their goal is to be at that level, or guys that have tried to be at that level. And there's always a bit of a chip on their shoulder. I think a lot of teams are finding out how talented we are. But I think that game let us get on the ice, work on our structural things, work on our touches, work in game, situational things. I thought it was well run by both teams in terms of how they handled it, and gave us both the opportunity to work on some structural things and also just some touches. But for us, I felt like here's some of our top guys, on the bench was like a real game for them because they're competitive.
Your top guys were your top guys this weekend with the performance that they put in, Tanner Duncan, Ryan Franks, and Harrison Smith. But everyone else kind of contributed in down the line there. Do you think this team is the most complete team forward-wise that you've seen in the last 8 years you've coached?
Sure. We've talked about it before. I would stack our team up against any of our teams we've had here, and I just feel they're the complete team. I think our depth is good. You want to have guys who can start fires, guys who can put out fires, guys that can chip in. I think we've got a group, and you look at, Dueling, Markarian, and Insana. I thought they were great for us both games, and you need that, though, in the playoffs. So you can't have passengers. You need difference makers and whatever their roles are. But yeah, I would take this team and play those other teams, but it's hard to say how things would go, obviously. But I just think our brains are good too. We have pretty good brains in our team, and when we're playing the right way, it's pretty impressive.
Now, one of the guys that you coached in the second year of this team, Wilmer Skoog, made his NHL debut this past few weeks. Can you give a little bit of insight about how's that? How just to see him on that NHL level, kind of to be a little part in his journey there. How that made you feel to see that?
It's always fun for the fans to point to it. It's always something as an organization you want to be able to point to, and for him to be the first, it's not a surprise. Like anyone who's been around Wilmer Skoog, he's probably right up there in the top, like most competitive human beings I've ever been around. Like he played for keeps, whether it's practice, small games, real game. Like I never seen a guy every single face-off, put it on the line. Like I'm talking, there's 2 seconds left in the game, and he's barking at the ref and we're up 3 late. He'd be barking at the ref about the alignment. He's cheating on the draw or whacking the guy's stick or something. Like he's something else, man. So I think he's been here before and skated when he was at Boston University, and it was fun watching him because guess what? He came to skate before he went to school. Do you think he changed? Nope. He's out there pushing guys and competing, and I think a lot of guys were taken aback at first, and I just laugh. I'm like, that's how it is. And he stepped onto the NHL ice for real because he's got that in his game. Obviously, you got to be talented, but he looked good too. I did share a couple texts with him, which was cool, and I thought he looked comfortable. But like you can say those games don't mean anything to Florida, and they had a bunch of guys out, so. Like he's out there competing. He had a lot of minutes, and whether he proved to Florida he's ready, there's other teams watching too, and I thought he took advantage of the opportunities to go, guys, I can play in this league, and I think that's important. But his competitive drive gets him there.
Now you guys got to look ahead to Danbury on Game 3 for Thursday night. What's going to be the key thing to get a good start on the road and maybe end out this series?
Give them nothing. Just like any team at any level, if you let them have easy transition in terms of you're light on your stick or you're not competing through the middle of the ice very well, like there's no secrets this time of year. We got to be tough in the hard areas of the ice. We got to be first on pucks, and then the hardest game to win is the last one, whether it's a series or the last game of the year. Like they're really hard. So it's an opportunity to learn how to do it, and Danbury is not going to just go, here you go. Like they're a competitive group. They're well coached, and their guy pushes them hard. So we're expecting a lot of resistance and a lot of pushback, and our job's to introduce them to another level and see if they can handle it, because you can't just rest on your laurels and go, we had 2 good ones. Like we got to be better. Like we've been fine, but we have to be better, and that's the goal.
Head coach Clinton Mylymok. Liam Doherty joining me right now, and he talks a little bit about the series so far and a little bit of the differences between this year's team and last year's. Liam Doherty of the Maryland Black Bears joining me right now. And Liam, a big weekend for you guys. 2 wins to open up the playoffs. Your thoughts on the team's play?
Yeah, I thought it was great. We wanted to, come out in the first 2 games and show us like what we got, and I think we did a good job. We scored a ton of goals, played some good defense, and held them out. So big 2 first wins for us.
It seemed like a different mentality out there from what we saw last year in last year's playoffs. Is that something you guys kind of wanted to push forward, the returning guys going into this playoffs?
Yeah, I think so. Just coming off the year we had, it was a tough playoffs for us last year, so we wanted to come out and show what we got, and I think we did a good job of that, starting 2 wins. So
You guys were also good at staying out of the stuff that they were trying to start up, getting a lot of converting on the power play a lot. Talk a little bit about the discipline that you guys have had and what you talked about on the bench to stay out of that the mess after the whistles.
Yeah, we do talk a lot about just kind of staying out of that, and it's playoffs. They're going to try to get under our skin, and they're going to take penalties and just capitalize on that. So it's good for us.
Now you guys go up to Danbury for game 3. What's the mindset for you guys? Do you want to close it out early, just get it done with?
Yeah, we're going to close it out. That's the mindset. Go in there and do the same thing we did on the weekend. Just be killers and get it done.
Liam Doherty, the Maryland Black Bears.
Awesome. Thanks,
Perfect. Tanner Duncan jumping in, and he talks about what the Black Bears have been doing this year, what has the buy-in been with the power play, as well as just looking ahead to Game 3 and the rest of the playoffs. Tanner Duncan, the Maryland Black Bears, joining me right now. And Tanner, big weekend for you guys. 2 wins to start off the playoffs. Your thought on the team play?
Yeah, I thought both games were awesome. A couple things to work on, but just going into this weekend, just got to close them out. And honestly, just the first goal, it's what's going to kill them.
What was working on the power play? You guys working at about a 50% clip there. What has changed from the season to the playoff?
Honestly, I really don't think anything's changed. It's just the just drive to score. You got to score. That's what playoffs is. It's all special teams, and scoring on a power play it gives your team the advantage.
What are the big attributes that the team has had? You guys get scoring on the top line, but it seems there's a lot of contribution from everywhere else too.
Yeah, just everyone's playing relentlessly. It's just that's how we are. That's our motto going into playoffs. Every game, just step on their throats.
What's the biggest difference you see from last year's playoff team to this year's playoff team?
Everyone's bought in. Just everyone wants to lift the Robertson Cup. That's all it is.
Going into game 3 right now, obviously the relentlessness nature is going to be in your guys. What's the big thing to get started early, especially on a road trip?
Yeah, just the first 10 minutes, those are the most important minutes that you're going to play in the game. And like I said before, just getting that first goal. We scored that first goal, they're on vacation already.
7 points in 2 games for Tanner Duncan. He gets himself the Player of the Week from Raising Cane's.
Thank you.
With the players the same. Tanner Duncan, the Maryland Black Bears.
Thank you.
Brady Anes up now. He discusses the depth of this team, how it's been to play in such a playoff like that, and just the mentality heading into the rest of it. Brady Anes of the Maryland Black Bears joining right now. And Brady, a big weekend for you guys. 2 wins to go up 2-0 on Danbury. Your thoughts on the past weekend?
Yeah, it was awesome. Everyone was firing. Start wasn't ideal, but we figured it out, played the right way, and ended up scoring a lot of goals both games.
A lot of the time, you guys had a couple weeks off there. Some guys getting rest and everything like that. How did that kind of affect that first part of that first period in game 1?
Yeah, it might be tough, but we all know what we have to do, and everyone's got to buy in, so I don't think it was too big of a deal. We figured it out pretty quickly.
Do you think the exhibition against Youngstown helped you guys a little bit, just kind of getting that game set again?
Yeah, that was awesome. I think it was a great opportunity for both teams just to stay fresh on the bye week, and gave us a couple different challenges that we wouldn't normally face. So I thought it was really good for both teams.
And when you jump into it, your first NAHL playoff experience, what were your thoughts that you experienced the past 2 games?
Yeah, obviously I was super excited to get going in playoffs. Something I haven't really experienced before. So super excited, and I'm honestly just another game. Got to take it that way, but yeah, super excited.
You guys go up there for Thursday night, game 3. You want to get out ahead early, but what's the big thing to make sure you guys finish it out quick?
Yeah, just obviously our start, like everyone said, first 10, it's got to be great, and suck the life out of them quick.
Brady Anes of the Maryland Black Bears. And Graiden Insana joining us on this one. His whirlwind adventure continues with the Maryland Black Bears. He touches a little bit on that, as well as how it's been joining the playoffs in such a frantic manner. Graiden Insana of the Maryland Black Bears joining me right now. And Graiden, a big weekend for you guys. 2 wins to start the playoff. Your thoughts on the play of the team this weekend?
I thought it was great. Just got up and kept our foot on the gas all 3 periods and just kind of finished them. Didn't give them a sniff, so thought it was good.
And for you, kind of a whirlwind this last couple of weeks, getting into the lineup, producing as you were. How's the transition been from AAA to now?
Well, guys made it pretty easy. It's been pretty good just coming in and being able to kind of make an impact, where I can. But it's been real fun.
How's your time been so far in Maryland, kind of getting accustomed to everything?
It's been really good. Bill family's great, and it's been really fun.
I guess what has kind of your role been? The coaching staff told you your role is going to be going forward in the playoffs and down the stretch.
Just get pucks in, keep pucks moving forward, and just try to get ozone time for the other lines, and just try to make an impact where I can. But
looking ahead to Danbury game 3, you guys are going to try to close that out there on Thursday night. What's going to be the key to make sure you guys can do that?
Just keep doing what we're doing. I think just keeping our foot on the gas, not giving them any room to breathe or anything. So
Great. Graiden Insana, the Maryland Black Bears. Thanks to Coach Clint, Liam, Tanner, Brady, and Graiden for their time, and the Black Bears for their time on this one. This might be the last interview segment, especially going into the East Division Final. So it's been a hoot to bring you this kind of coverage again for another season. Since we last spoke with you, the NCAA transfer portal for college players has opened up, and we've got 2 commits so far, as Gunnar Van Dam is going from RPI to RMU, Robert Morris University, out there in the Pittsburgh area. He will join former Black Bear Luke Van Wy for that excitement for both of their senior seasons. And they both played on the 22-23 team together as well. And Brandon Piku is going to spend his senior season in Northern Michigan, as he will play with the Northern Michigan Wildcats, moving from Lake Superior State over to Northern Michigan. So Black Bears have a couple more out in the portal. We will see where they land up in due time. And that'll do it for us. Enjoy the time away. Enjoy what we've got to do ahead of the East Division Final. Should be a hoot until we find out who we see. Again, stay tuned to the Black Bears socials at Black Bears NAHL on Facebook and Instagram. And, follow us, Defending Den MBB, on Twitter. We will give you who's playing whom and where and when and what. So all we know is May 1st at 7 p.m., Game 1 of the East Division Final. That's it for me. I'm Scotty Wazz. Take care of yourself and someone else. This has been Defending the Den, part of the Face Off Hockey Show Media Faction and Podcast Monsters. Check us out on the internet at Defending Den MBB, like I said. And check us out at clutchandcrabhockey.com for the road reports and the media availability archives that are up there. So you guys have a good one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and hey, be happy. Black Bears on to the East Division Final. We will talk to you guys next time through. Peace.